TalkSport pundit claims £100 million Premier League stars will go to Arsenal in summer transfer. And Fabrizio Romano just shared an important update on Juventus' interest in the £45 million Arsenal star. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest news from Arsenal straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. TalkSport pundit Jamie O'Hara has predicted that a £100m rated Premier League stars will go to Arsenal in the summer transfer window. The North London side are set to spend big in the off-season with a number of big-name players expected to depart, with Hale End prospect Charlie Patino the latest name to be strongly linked with a move away from Arsenal this summer. With the likes of Reiss and Nketiah also set to leave, Arsenal might have quite a good amount to spend this summer on new players, with midfield and attack expected to be the two positions Mikel Arteta will spend big on in the window. And according to O'Hara, a Premier League star could now head to Arsenal amid ongoing rumours surrounding the player. Speaking on TalkSport, the former Tottenham man suggested that Newcastle United star Guimaraes could be on his way to Arsenal this summer, with the midfielder having a release clause worth £100 million. With the Brazilian international linked with Arsenal before moving to Newcastle, Guimaraes could be a realistic signing for the Gunners if Arteta decides to once again break the £100 million transfer ceiling to bring the former League One star to the Emirates Stadium. And O'Hara thinks the move could happen, with pundit Gabriel Agbonlahor saying, to a Newcastle fan, "How much will you sell Isaac for?" "I think Villa are interested as well." "How much will he go for?" O'Hara replied, "We will give you £60 million for him. We will take him off your hands. Bruno will go to Arsenal as well, just letting you know. You have to regroup next season. You will stay up." Mikel Arteta has a big decision to make this summer. Guimaraes has been a revelation for Newcastle since arriving from France in 2022, with the Brazilian establishing himself as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League and a player who is wanted by some top clubs. And for Arteta, a big decision has to be made this summer in regards to signing Guimaraes, who at £100 million might not be worth the money considering how expensive such a transfer would be for the North London side. Indeed, Arsenal's prior interest in Guimaraes could hint towards a potential move this summer, yet for what the Gunners actually need, better and cheaper options could be out there in the market. Martin Keown left blown away by a really impressive £100 million Arsenal target's pace. Mikel Arteta seems to have some exciting opportunities in the transfer market once the season ends, given his team doesn't currently have any glaring weaknesses. Working alongside Edu Gaspar, the Arsenal boss can prioritise signings who will improve his first 11, rather than plugging gaps in his squad. In truth, this summer looks like it will be very similar to last, and the club will be looking to repeat their success across all four of their major deals. Although still not quite fit, Jurrien Timber should be just as crucial to Arsenal's 11 as Kai Havertz, Declan Rice and David Raya have all been with time. And that all being said, it will be interesting to see which positions Arteta will choose to improve. A new striker still seems like an obvious move, even if it could leave the club with an abundance of riches in the position. And to that point, Martin Keown has now been waxing lyrical about Newcastle United's Alexander Isak. If there's ever a way to move up on Arsenal's shortlist, scoring 2 goals in a 4-0 win against the club's rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, surely can't do any harm. And that's exactly what Alexander Isak did yesterday in scintillating fashion. The 24-year-old now has 17 Premier League goals this season, a performance celebrated by Martin Keown on the BBC's Match of the Day. Keown was left in awe of how the Arsenal target destroyed Tottenham's defensive pair yesterday, causing Mickey van de Ven and Christian Romero all kinds of problems. He explained, "Today he, Van de Ven, came across Isak who was in unreal form. This guy is really impressive. They didn't really play as a pair today, Van de Ven and Romero, and Isak is a player that has got real pace. He didn't really get much of the ball, Isak, but neither one of them was really picking them up. The thing is, he's a speed merchant and I feel you've got to get tight, you've got to get around him." Of course, with a price tag of around £100 million this summer, and Newcastle supposedly open to selling the forward given their financial predicament, a move could really make sense. Perhaps Gabriel Jesus would be put out a little, but a side with ambitions as rich as Arsenal shouldn't hesitate on those merits alone. Fabrizio Romano denies Gabriel Jesus to Juventus rumours. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has now revealed that despite recent rumours linking the Arsenal attacker with Juventus, there is currently nothing suggesting that Gabriel Jesus will leave this summer. "I'm not aware of anything between Juventus and Gabriel Jesus, to be honest. Zero information on discussions or contacts as things stand," he revealed in his daily briefing. Gabriel is really focused on Arsenal and is not planning to leave the club at this stage. The situation remains very quiet, and of course he wants to do his best for the club. Arsenal should not sell Gabriel Jesus this summer. Despite his injury problems, Mikel Arteta claimed that his forward is unlikely to suffer long-term damage after struggling with his knee issues. Jesus came off the bench to help Arsenal equalise against Bayern Munich last week, and his experience in the Champions League will be invaluable. The 26-year-old provides immense quality across the front three, and is one of the most experienced winners in the squad. He should not be considered for sale at all, even if Arsenal do bring in another striker, with Victor Gyökeres linked. If Arsenal are to get over the line to win a trophy this season, they will need Jesus to play his part as one of the few players in the team who have tasted glory before, and a transfer should be the last thing on anyone's minds. Adrien Rabiot admits he could leave Juventus on a free transfer amid links to Arsenal and Newcastle. Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot has been linked with both Arsenal and Newcastle this coming summer, given his contract is set to expire. And with a new deal yet to be agreed, journalist Fabrizio Romano has just shared Rabiot's latest words on his future over on X. Champions League football seemed a significant factor in the Frenchman's decision, even if he was just focused on securing that for Juventus right now. Rabiot explained, "I'm not discussing a new deal with Juve yet. My target is to bring Juve into the Champions League again. If we get a UCL spot, we will see and talk. Even if I won't be here next season, my desire is to see Juventus playing UCL again." Of course, a player of Rabiot's quality would really improve both Arsenal and Newcastle's squad, a player who would represent a bargain on a free transfer. Perhaps the wages of the midfielder could be a stumbling block, with both clubs having their respective restrictions. But with Bruno Guimaraes also being linked with a move away from Newcastle this summer, Rabiot could be a strong replacement, even if he's not the same profile of midfielder. Similarly, Rabiot could strengthen Arsenal's midfield if the likes of Thomas Partey or Jorginho depart. Romano details a possibility of Charlie Patino leaving Arsenal. Now, according to transfer guru Romano, there's a real chance that Patino could leave Arsenal in the summer, with the on-loan Swansea midfielder earlier this week linked with a move away from North London on a permanent deal. The 20-year-old playmaker is regarded as one of Arsenal's most exciting young prospects, yet with first-team opportunities next year set to be limited, it would make sense for Patino to look for a move to further his potentially exciting career. At the moment, there are no talks between Charlie Patino and Arsenal over a new deal. So it's a possibility for the young midfielder to leave the club in the summer, but I'm told that final decision will be made at the end of the season when there will be talks with the players' representatives. Let's see how that conversation will go. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.